Hi folks, welcome to the channel. Hope everybody is keeping well. It's all a little bit of a mad rush today. So those of you that have been following me on my channel have known that, yeah, I thought about selling the KTM. Well, the KTM's now sold. I advertised it a few days ago and it has been sold. So I'm just going to take it down to one of the dealers over here and leave it with them and go and pick up another bike. So without further ado, it's all a little bit of a rush. So I want to take the bike down there, drop it off and then come back on the other bike. So let's go down to the dealership and get the new bike. Woohoo! So folks, I've got to say that I will miss the 890R. It's one of the best, if not the best handling bike I've ever ridden, but I just don't use it enough because it just wants to take my license from me, and I haven't got the resistance to stop riding it as it should be ridden on the A and B roads. Full chat really. So where I live, it's just a waste of time for me, and hopefully the new owner will ride it a lot more than I do. And something miles, let's have a look. I can never remember which one is. Trips data, general info. There we go, 2,111 miles. So another couple of miles on top of that, and that will be me done in 2 years, just over 2 years. So great bike, but time to move on. So yep. But folks, if you've got a KTM, it's a cracking machine. Just got to ride it fast on the twisties, and sadly I haven't been able to do that to get the most out of it. So onwards and upwards, or onwards and downwards, whatever you want to say. Anyway, here we are, Mansell Collection. Let's get the new used bike. There it is, waiting for me. It's got sold next to it, and yes, it's the Triumph Speed Twin. Well, that's it folks. We'll do all the paperwork. This will go to its new owner. He's going to have miles and miles of enjoyment from this. So yeah, cheerio KTM, hello Triumph. Right, let's go and sort this out. So here we are then folks, on the new toy. This is Triumph's Speed Twin. I test rode it the other day, and this one has actually, since I test rode it, it's actually been flashed by Hilltop by the dealer here. So yeah, so interesting to see how that affects the bike. So yeah, voila. Right, time to go home and do a barbecue. But first folks, before we do that, it's the next day, it's dry, I've adjusted the handlebars, the mirrors, the gear shift, the levers to suit me. So let's take it out for a bit of a spin, and I'll tell you why I've gone for this Triumph Speed Twin 1200. So basically folks, I saw the retro bikes, the R9T, the Speed Twin, those kind of bikes, and I thought, you know what, yeah, I quite like that sort of retro cruiser kind of thing. So I saw the Speed Twin and thought, very nice. I didn't want to sort of splash out thousands more pounds, part X mine, sell mine, and then spend another 3 grand or so to get a brand new one. So I hunted around, and lo and behold, at the time it was all looking good. My local dealer had one in stock on the showroom floor, second-hand one, which is the one I took out a few weeks ago, and I really liked it actually. It's not perfect, but I really like the bike. I like the colour scheme, and the colour schemes, the new ones have actually changed, and I'm not too keen on the new colour schemes, if I'm being perfectly honest. So over a week or so, this bike was still in the showroom, and I was sort of umming and ahhing to sell my KTM 890R, and you know what folks, yeah, I didn't want to sell it, but it was a little bit too quick for me. I was going to get into trouble potentially, and always ride to the speed limits folks, as best you can. And yeah, I just wanted something a little bit slower I could sort of potter around on, and I really like these retro kind of bikes, and I'm glad that I did. I'm really happy with what I've got so far. So this is a 2020, I think it's June model, so it's the old model with the non-Marizocchi shocks, etc. but I think the suspension on the back's still the same, so it's not perfect. I will be doing a few things to the bike to sort of bring it up to how it should be. I'm very surprised that Triumph sort of put the non-adjustable suspension on it. Bear in mind you've got the high power 1200cc engine in the bike. So if you've got one of these, folks, just put some comments in the comment section down below what modifications you've done which are cost effective to improve the handling. So that's what I'm looking at doing, is maybe putting down a little bit of cash to improve the front end and the rear end handling. So yeah, folks, make some comments down below. But I know what the weaknesses of the bike are. It is a bit of a head turner, and I really like it, if I'm being perfectly honest. Well, otherwise I wouldn't have got rid of the KTM. But we do these things from time to time, and I just like the fact that I could just potter around without having to turn into a MotoGP guru. But yeah, I know the suspension is not brilliant on this, so don't put any comments down there. I know that, folks, and I'll be doing something about it. But yeah, it just sounds so good. Listen, oh, it sounds so good. Let me lift the visor up. That does sound really good. So it's got the Vance & Hines exhaust on it, and this bike has actually had the Hilltop tune when it was in the showroom. So I've ridden it before it's had the Hilltop and after it's had the Hilltop. I can't, if I'm being honest, I can't tell that much of a difference, but it's a very smooth engine and the throttle pickup is really good, really nice, so maybe it does make a difference. I'm in sports mode at the moment, yeah, and it's good. The pickup's great. I really like it. So make any comments in the comment section down below, both good or bad, where you think I'm absolutely stark raving mad to get rid of the KTM 890R. But the 890R, it was a full-on bike. It just wanted to be thrashed down the B roads, and yeah, I wasn't going to do that. So that's why we've got this new second-hand bike, and yeah, I'm going to do some upgrades to it, but basically just the suspension, and that is going to be it. We're just going to go back the way we've just come, bit of audio, something like that from the I'll put the DJI wireless microphone in my back pocket, and hopefully you get a better sound of these Vance & Hines exhausts, which sound absolutely lovely. So without further ado, let's go back up the hill. Whoa! So I'll tell you what I'll do, let's just pull over here and I'll just give you a quick walk around the bike, and then we'll go back to the man cave. Ya da 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 da. Cue the music. Ya da 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 da. Should be on the GS. Woo! Haha! Fabulous. Right then, let's go down here and have a quick look at it. And there she is, folks, my 2020 Triumph Speed Twin. This is the bike that I've bought, 2020. It's got 5,000 miles on the clock. As we see, it's got the old shocks on it, and or the original shocks, and those funny named rear springs. And I know, yeah, when you ride it hard, it does flex a little bit, so I think I'm going to have to do something with those. But for the money I spent on the bike, I can afford, but don't tell the wife, I can afford just to upgrade the front and the rear. But if you've got any comments to make about the upgrades, please make them in the comment section down below. Do I spend a load of cash and go Öhlins on the back and maybe some Öhlins internal, or what? So folks, yeah, let me know. But what a cracking machine. Absolutely love it, absolutely love it. Really nice. It's 5,000 dry miles, and I think I might have got it a bit wet when I rode it back from the showroom the other day, but really nice. And this one has been hilltops, had the ECU hilltopped as well. And look at that, Vance & Hines exhaust, really nice. Right then, back to the old man cave. Let's fire it up. Yeah, 5,000 miles, sport mode, really nice. I think I'm going to have more fun on this than my KTM. The KTM was, yeah, that was just full on. But this thing rides slowly, and it's cool. I think that's why I went for it, because it's a cool looking bike. My wife absolutely hates the look of it. Said it's an old man's bike. Maybe it is, but I love it. And motorcycling, it's all about having fun. Oh, there goes the traction control. Would have been nice to got a brand new one, but that would have been about another 3 grand, and for where I live, it's not really worth it. Well, I didn't want to spend any more money, so basically that's the truth. I didn't want to splash out any more money, so I might do some upgrades. I'll see how it goes, but yeah, I might do some upgrades. People are going to think I'm mad talking to myself. I might do some upgrades. Well, I think I will. I quite fancy upgrading suspension, because even on the couple of days I've had it, giving it a bit of gas, yeah, you can just feel it just twitching a little bit. So anyway, enough of all that rubbish. Let's go back to the man cave. Whoa, I love it. Woohoo! So one thing in relation to the Hilltop ECU flash, which the dealer did before I picked up the bike and rode it away, I did say a little while ago that I didn't really notice any difference. Well, it's really hard to tell the difference when you've not ridden a bike for long before it's had the flash. So, but what I will say is I'm in sport mode at the moment. I'm in 3rd gear, and the throttle is very smooth from the off. There's no, I can roll the throttle off and roll it back on again, and there's no jerkiness whatsoever. So that's down to 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour, 3rd gear, sport mode, and it just pulls. So maybe it has made a difference, but I just thought I'd get that one in there, because I didn't want to have people slating Hilltop off. But anyway, back to the man cave. Open sesame. So the steering looks crap. Okay folks, that's me finished my ride. So if you've got any comments to make about my new used purchase, the Triumph Speed Twin 1200, yeah, make the comments in the comment section down below. Be really interested to hear those, in particular in relation to any suspension upgrades, front and rear. As I say, it's a 2020 model. I'm more than likely will be doing a few upgrades to the suspension. But in the meantime, ride safe, and we'll see you again soon in the next video. Cheerio for now. Bye.